Okay, so we've just come out of the building right behind me. That's the headquarters for Town Taxi. The reason why we were there while on the ground here in upstate New York investigating the fake refugee crisis happening along the US and Canada border, well, because we were tipped off that Town Taxi has been providing special services to some of these fake refugees. This is what happened when we knocked on their doors.
Okay. The reason why I asked is because we operate here a little bit differently than the other cab companies in town.
Okay.
And what we do, we don't want to shed light on. Well, let's just say we ensure that the people make it across the border safely, make it to the border safely, the ones that are not here legally. And that's what we do.
So the ones that are not here legally, would you say that, I have so many questions. So when you say you help them cross the border, make sure that they get across, do you mean doing more than kind of just driving them there?
Like I said, what we do is we don't want light shed on certain things. There's a lot of people that cross the border, they're not here legally,
right,
in the United States. So a lot of those guys, they would be deported back to their country if they're caught here,
right,
or by Border Patrol. The objective is to get them to the border, the ones that are not here legally. Everyone that we take up now, we bring them in the office, we look through the documentation, and basically somewhat like an interview.
When you're interviewing these families, so to speak, is it just you, and is it always you?
No, it starts when they step foot in the car. A few questions are asked, and that information is passed on, and then they get here, and then we ask more questions. And
so it's quite an elaborate network. Then it starts. Does every driver bring them to you? So this is always a stop before they get to the border,
yes,
no matter what.
Yes, mostly they're phone calls. Sometimes if our guys are not busy, they'll stop by the bus, but that's rare. I think you guys seen one of our guys last night.
Yeah.
So that was just a regular drive-through. For the most part, they had their paperwork all set. We verified that here before we left, and we contacted the other side to make sure that the other side was at the border, at the Roxanne Road.
So when you say you contact the other side, you mean the Canadian RCMP, right?
Mm-hmm.
So do you have a direct line to a particular officer, or?
I don't think it's a particular officer, but yeah, we have a direct line.
So does the RCMP, do they know that you guys are helping out these families?
We really don't discuss it because I don't know quite how legal it is. Everybody in our staff makes sure that they utilize every tool possible to get them there safely.
What kind of tools?
I can't. Really don't.
Give me an idea.
It would have to be off record without the microphone in my face. No, we just we get them there. We get them there without them being picked up by Border Patrol. So.
Do you have contacts in Border Patrol?
Some.
Can I ask if your connections, would you say they're roughly equal on both sides of the border, or are there more folks helping you out on the American side than the Canadian side?
Both sides.
On both sides. Okay.
Yeah. So
how did they learn about you and the special services that you're able to provide?
Word of mouth, I guess. Family to family, or there's people that's called they're like brokers.
Mm-hmm.
I want to say, and they know of us. So some guys I would have to assume that it's more of just a payday for them.
Yeah.
For us, it's not so much. I think, yeah, for us, it's not so much.
Does it vary how much you charge them?
We charge $85 just for the single person, but it varies. It's a Roxanne Road because it's a lot of different things that the drivers have to encounter. Border Patrol and things like that. So.
How do you know that the people that you're helping are good people?
Well, there's no real way to tell if anyone's a good person or not. We just go off what our gut tells us.
Are you worried, say, that there are people who are now crossing into Canada who do not have good intentions?
Yeah, and that is a worry. Definitely a worry.
For all of our original journalism, hit like below and don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel.